It all started when I decided to dress up as He-Man for Halloween. I thought it'd be cool if I could also recreate the power sword and make it the same as in the series where there'd be lightning or sparks coming out the top.
To do this, I realized I could just make a sword with a hole at the top and then stuff some handheld fireworks in it. Anyways, instead of getting handheld fireworks, I bought some titanium powder instead because I thought that would be much more exciting to use. And also, it is still the main ingredient used in a lot of handheld fireworks. Let's get testing.
Of molten lava.
As you saw in the testing, the powder doesn't exactly do anything if you just heat it up. It needs to be moved or poured or blown into air for it to actually turn into sparks. This is because the particles need to be dispersed to have more surface area exposed to the oxidizer that they're reacting with, which in this case was just oxygen from the air around us. Also, in its normal state, it forms an oxide layer all around it, which is super stable. This is why a lot of the time those big sparkler machines have fans in them to just shoot up the powder, and handheld fireworks have some sort of oxidizer like potassium nitrate mixed in with the powder. This makes my deal with the sword a bit more complicated, and with Halloween right around the corner, I don't think I'll have enough time to make it, but that means I get to make something else instead. And the first step is to go on an adventure to find electric lighters. When I got the electric lighters, I took the top apart and also took a mechanical pencil apart. Then I glued the lighter's wires on opposite sides of the mechanical pencil's tube. I did the exact same thing with a second lighter on the same tube. After, I took one of those cylindrical vitamin containers, heated up the bottom, and pushed it out with the back of a spoon to make a cone shape so that the powder doesn't get stuck in any edges, and I also cut a hole at the top with a cutter. Finally, I glued on the first contraption to this container, and the first version was ready for testing.
Wow.
Pretty cool. So the testing went really well, but there's still some things that I need to tweak. For example, since I glued everything with hot glue, the heat from the electric lighters is making the hot glue melt and slowly clog up the hole at the top. Another thing is that since the electric lighters are so hot, they burn everything around them. So instead of arcing to each other, they start arcing to the carbon on the sides because they want to take the quickest path. You can see it here. To fix these problems, I took apart everything I had glued with hot glue by using some alcohol. Then I took apart the top pieces from the original lighter and also found a glass tube. I looped the wires through the pieces and glued those to the glass tube instead of just gluing the top of the wires. The glue was not near the top of the lighters anymore, and they can't burn the pieces or the glass.
Let's see if this is safe. If it doesn't burn the napkin. Ouch!
Oh.
Well,
It's not cold. Yes, it's true that a lot of times titanium powder is advertised as cold and safe to use, but that's only true if you're using specific sparkler or fireworks machine or specific handheld fireworks. So no, do not do this indoors. Don't burn your house down, and it is not safe to use indoors if you're lighting it up yourself.
To make it look like a real magic wand, I made a cardboard star mold and filled it up with hot glue to make a star top. I heated it up with a hairdryer to smoothen it out, and it looked like this. I also wrapped the handle with electric tape to make it look nice, and the last thing to do was to unwrap the star mold. And just like that, we have a super cool functioning magic wand.
Official testing time.
Oh my god.
And even though I didn't make a sword, He-Man with a magic wand seemed pretty awesome.